Alright people, what I'm doing here, I'm just actually just trying a video with just turn it with the camera completely off with just my photo from my YouTube um, page or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So it looks to me, it just seems like it should show the, well, I guess it's gonna do it on the YouTube page. Now I can tell the sound is on because by the jumping of the where my photo is. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna attempt to go. I'm gonna go on that channel. Okay, yeah, I can clearly see it here. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna go and read, listen to it, jump off of here, and go on to my other YouTube platform and see. Oh, it's already here. So let's see if I can hear it. Yeah, I can see it. Oh, it's already here. So let's see if I can hear it. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, yeah, I can hear it. So I had to turn one off. So I don't want that playing in the background. I need to read something, people. I need to read something. Let me see if I can turn the camera on. Okay, you can hear me now. Yeah. Let's see here if it's. Mm, yeah. Okay, yeah. I clearly can see that I hear it. I clearly see that I can hear it. But as far as me um you see what I'm saying? Saying I can, you know what I'm saying? As far as you seeing me, you can't see me, but I can clearly see that right there by the picture that, you know, right there by the photo of the YouTube. I don't know what the hell. I'm trying to make sense out of that with you people. Okay. I just want to make this whoop. Study to show yourself approval. Let's see here. This will be a lot of reading. The rules of effective Bible study. Okay. Let me see what this one is here. How to make the Sabbath a delight. Christ's crucifixion was not on Friday. Let's see. I'm trying to see which one I can get off into. Let's see here. I just want to do some reading. Christ's crucifixion was not on Friday. Many are deceived about Christ's death and resurrection. Did he die on Good Friday and rise on Easter Sunday? Since his now look, you know what? I'm gonna get with the original truth. Talking about let's see here, where's the book Babylon Temple 2? This is one of the older ones. The one that I really actually want to talk about is how did Let's see here. I used to read this a lot. I don't know if I forgot the reading of these words, because some of these words were very hard. So I'm reading from Babylon Temple of Two, page 44, the birth of Islam. At the time of the birth of Muhammad, what was the international events or condition operating? The answer to this question is necessary for a comprehension of the rapid emergence of the Mohammedan Empire. The Roman Empire at the birth of Muhammad was divided into two parts: the Western Empire with the capital at Rome, and Byzantine Empire with the capital at Constantinople. That was at Rome. The Roman Empire in the West collapsed in A.D. 476 after many barbarian tribes and incurrents, the Germanic tribes crossed the borders and penetrated into all the territory of the Western Empire, including Africans. The Eastern Empire was deprived of the vigor by reposting or reparted with the Parthian and the Persians, and thus empire could not hold its possession with a firm grip. Constant imposition of heavy tax, a secretary of soldiers, a scantary of soldiers and agricultural laborers, economics, exhausted a large slave class, and influx of the barbarians with frequent wars brought disorder and weakening both of the Western and the Eastern empires. Okay? While the defeat of Jewish and now see, these people in Israel call it, to me, this is the best truth ever. When you can tell people according to who they are, according to the Bible, that's what's important to me. With the defeat of Jewish and Christian power in Arabia, the stage was now set for the rising of a new power on the world scene. This new power was Arabian, and the Arabian Empire with its new religion, Islam, established the superstructure of its culture on the ruins of the Roman Empire in the Middle East, Africa, and parts of Europe. Europe remained doormat and intensive for 1,000 years throughout the age of the Dark Ages, while the Muslims empire mastered the civilized, progressive world. Let us return now to survive the rising of the Muslim religion and empire in Arabia. When Muhammad was born, many Arabs were still worshiping the sun, stars, and spirits and idols. The Arabs possessed 360 idols, one for each day of the year. Muhammad was born AD 570, 4 years after the death of the Empire of Justinian. He was descended from the tribe of Quraysh, and the family of the Hashim. His mentality was was Pyrgos, Pyrgos in his youth. He was never taught to read or write, but his imagination, talking about Muhammad Ali, was a super. He was superlated. Muhammad was an extraordinary handsome man and eloquent in motivating men with the power of words. This is how the Nation of Islam was created. In the early years of Muhammad's life, he passed his time as a shepherd boy. We must remember that many successful men have arisen from insignificant and humble condition, watching the sun by day and the stars by night, left opportunity for Muhammad to contemplate in solitude and reflect on the events and profounding of this world. After Muhammad became a camel driver, a cam driver, he traveled to remote and intriguing lands. He led his caravans to Persia, Syria, and Egypt. Transactions, business, transactions, and businesses with monarchs of every kind on his business trips. He met Jews, Christians, and members of other sects. He interrogated them. He interrogated them concerning the tenets of their religion. He frequented the environment of the Jews and their rabbis, mostly because they were merchants and omnipotent ethnic groups. Because he could not read or write, his ears were attended and kneeled to everything that the Jews related to him. Muhammad learned and extracted much from the Jewish religion and compounded it with his new religion, Islam. So that's how the Nation of Islam, basically, this is what the brother was saying that wrote this book, Babylon Temple of Two. His name was Rudolph Winsall. All praises to that brother. Page 46. When Khadijah, a rich widow, heard of the good reputation of Muhammad, she employed him in her business. He went on a business deal, transacting it with good results, and returned home as an advantage time. Muhammad was amazed at the beauty of Khadijah. He had not seen her before because he had received his position by proxy, and Khadijah was immensely gratified by the way he conducted her affairs and the manner in which he presented himself to her. Muhammad was not a tall man, but he had such broad shoulders that he looked like a giant. Muhammad had curly, black, woolly hair that gave him an excellent appearance. Finally, Muhammad married Khadijah, the rich woman, the rich woman of the city of Mecca. The city of Mecca was the holy temple of Jerusalem, from as I looked into it. When she was about 40 years old, because I think Muhammad was about 50, he was like 53 years old when he got married. The first, and that was the birth of Muhammad, I think, was after 55 something. Hold on, let's look it up. I just passed by 570. Muhammad was born in AD 570. Yeah, that's when he was born. He was born in AD 570. All right. Muhammad was not a tall man, but he had he had such a broad shoulders that he looked like a giant. Muhammad had curly black woolly hair that gave him an excellent appearance. Finally, Muhammad married Khadijah, the rich woman of the city of Mecca, when she was about 40 years old. The city of Mecca was Jerusalem, the holy temple that they looked to. But Muhammad, I think he got jealous, and because he was trying, he wanted the Jews to convert to his. He wanted the Jewish people. Excuse me, not the Jewish people. I'm tripping. He wanted the Jews is to convert to his Jewish religion. The first stage of the Islamic Revolution, according to Avan L. Bernard, most mass movements pass through 4 stages or perhaps to complete a whole cycle. But Eric Hofer, the lone Herman postulates 3 stages: the vocal stage, the financial stage, and the stage of the practical men of action. Muhammad spent many days in the hills outside of Mecca. That's talking about Jerusalem. He was amused deeply in the deplorable condition of his people, and he wanted to lead them away from memorial trumpitude, and idolatry. It seems to him that the angel Gabriel appeared, commissioning him to articulate a new religion to substitute for the old. Incidentally, Gabriel was the same angel who appeared in a vision to the Hebrew prophet Daniel. Muhammad gradually came to believe that he was a prophet and expounded his religion to members of his family. He went out to the holy temple to preach to the multitudes that gathered to worship the idols, with these words. The first phrase of Islamic revolution began: Allah, Allah, Muhammad. Result: Allah. There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is the prophet of Allah. Now according to biblical stance, that's wrong. Incidentally, by this time, the Hebrew Old Testament, I'm on page 47 of Babylon Temple of 2. Incidentally, by this time, the Hebrew Old Testament had been translated into Arabic, and Arabic was repeatedly pleased to read about their great ancestors in the story of the Hebrew patriarch. This fact alone helped Muhammad to inspire in the Arabs and the feelings of nationalism and racial pride, because they had read in the Hebrew scripture that Ishmael was to become a great nation. So let me stick my glasses on right quick. All right, I got them on now. What the hell I was? Um, Muhammad gradually came to believe that he was a prophet and expounded his religion to he expounded his religion to members of his family. He went out to the holy temple, to preach to the multitude that gathered to worship the idols with these words. The first phrase of the Islamic religion began Allah, Allah. Muhammad result Allah. There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is the prophet of Allah. So that's where they get that from. Oh, I read this twice. Okay, because I had to get my glasses. Incidentally, by this time, the Hebrew Old Testament has been translated into Arabic. See, they took the Hebrew and they was translating it to these other nations, and the Arabic was repetitionally pleased to read about their great ancestors in this story of the Hebrew patriarchs. This fact alone helped Muhammad to inspire in the Arabs in the feeling of nationalism and racial pride, because they had read in the Hebrew scripture that Ishmael was to become a great nation. Muhammad ministering the first stage of his his revelations by undermining and discrediting prevailing established beliefs in the customs and questions, either political, social, and chance, and the rulers in Mecca, that's the city of Jerusalem, who employed the well of Ishmael and the Kaaba empire for momentary gain. Not only did he speak out against adultery, but also against gambling and drunkenness, because he spoke against the wine enterprise in the city of Taif. Muhammad was compelled to leave the city. When Muhammad returned to the city of Mecca, the opposition was intensified against him. A law was enacted that anybody who accepted Islam would be exalted. When the leaders of the city of Mecca was informed that Muhammad was gaining converts, dang, that's crazy. Muhammad was gaining converts in Europe. They they conspired to assassinate him. This conspiracy motivated Muhammad to flee from Mecca to Europe. The night of Muhammad's flight to Europe, later called Medium, the city of the prophet, is known as the Hagrin, the flight. The Mohammedan calendar commands with the year of the Hagarin. It is the most important event in Islamic history. And Hagarin occurred on AD 622. That's when the Nation of Islam was created. When Muhammad was 53 years of age. Yep, this is when the Nation of Islam was created. He was 50 in AD 622 when Muhammad was 53 years of age. Coming to Europe, Muhammad found the inhabitation very hospitable. I think I said that right. To him and to his new religion. There were two factors that contributed to this hospitality. One, there were many influential Jews in Europe who were aliens with the other Arabs. These Jews had introduced the conception of one God. These Jews had introduced the conception of one God. Moreover, the Arabs were somewhat tolerant of the Jews. Second, on a pilgrim to the Temple of Mecca, some of Europe's best citizens had been converted by the teachings of Muhammad when he lived in Mecca. Finally, the pilgrims returned to Europe and disseminated their new religion. These converts could readily accept Islam because they were influenced to a great extent by the concept of the one God of the Jews. Eventually, Muhammad was proclaimed ruler of the city, and in his honor, the name of Europe was changed to Miadan. Islam and Judaism. Now the next one is talking about Islam and Judaism. The Prophet Muhammad adopted many principles and laws from the Jewish religion. Now he said he adopted, that meaning that they adopted a lot of things from the Hebrew. First of all, the basis idea of monotheism, which is the belief is one God. The Jewish confession of the unity of God is Shem, Israel, Ida, Elohim, Adiah, Ehud. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. The Mohammedan slogan is as follows. Allah, Allah, Muhammad, result Allah. There is no God but Allah. Muhammad is the prophet of Allah. That's what they saying in the Muslim faith. Now watch this here. I want y'all to get this. Muhammad adopted also the main details of the Jewish calendar, the Day of Atonement, the Sabbath. Much of the Bible and narratives from the Mardesh and many points of the ritual law. Incidentally, the Jews prayed 3 times a day, fasting. They prayed 3 times a day, facing the city of Jerusalem, and the Muslims. True believers prayed 5 times a day, facing the city of Mecca. That means they was facing the city praying, looking toward Jerusalem. Trying his best, Muhammad sought to convert the Jews to his new religion. Now those are some of the keys too. Trying his best, Muhammad sought to convert the Jews to his new religion, but no avail. The Jews were animated. and resistant resistant to change. The high esteem which the prophet held for the Jews was transformed to enemy, and instead of alien, he looked upon them as competitors. Muhammad needed the confirmation of the influential Jews to validate his mission, as all upstairs need the backing of someone influential. Muhammad therefore turned against the Jews and became their tormentor. So that's the thing right there. So that means that if you go against God's people, or whatever it is that you're doing, you are not going to prosper. When that means you, that's a sign you're not a child of the Most High. You're not a chosen one. You're not an Israelite or something like that. When you turn against the people of the Most High God, or whatever, Yeah, yeah. You're not. Yeah, hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get this thing here. See if I can get this here going. No, I ain't gonna worry about it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna keep this video out. Um, because I'm gonna go ahead and get in. I wanted to read something, get something in, because I haven't read. I do it, but I haven't done like I should. I feel like I kind of slacked a little bit, but I still try to play something every day. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, and I'm gonna see y'all later. But Esau is the greatest deceiver on the planet, and I'm gonna get deeper into talking about him. I'm gonna stay, I'm gonna keep my foot on it, and keep y'all up to date. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, I'm out.